Hey everyone. So let's talk about something that's, well, universally stressful: moving. If you're planning a move anywhere in the Vancouver or Camas area, this is absolutely for you. We're going to make sure your big day is exciting, not a total nightmare.
You know that feeling, right? You're surrounded by boxes, you can't find the tape, you've got a million things on your checklist. The very last thing you should have to worry about is whether you can trust the people you're hiring to move everything you own. That chaos is real, but a little bit of knowledge is your best defense.
Because honestly, hiding behind some of those cheap online ads is a really serious problem right here in Clark County. We're talking about fraudulent movers who can take your exciting new start and just turn it into an absolute disaster. Look, hiring an unlicensed mover isn't just a small gamble. It can lead to some huge problems. We're talking lost or damaged belongings, crazy price hikes after your stuff is already on their truck, and some really serious legal headaches you just don't need. So why do people fall for these scams? Well, it's usually because of simple confusion. Scammers love confusion. And when it comes to the rules for movers here in Washington, there's one key difference you absolutely have to know.
Okay, let's dive into this, because this is how you take your power back. Just understanding if your move is what they call intrastate or interstate is the first most important step to protecting yourself.
It's actually pretty simple. If you're moving from, say, Battleground over to Washougal, you're staying inside Washington, right? That's an intra-state move. That means the company you hire must have a permit from our state's Utilities and Transportation Commission, the UTC. But if you're moving from Clark County across the river to Oregon, that's an interstate move, and they need a federal U.S. DOT number. And this is so important. This quote from our source, local expert real estate Rob, points out the exact trick scammers use. They'll flash a business license, maybe even a DOT number, hoping you don't realize that for a local move here in Clark County, the only thing that matters is that UTC permit. So, how do you actually check for that permit? It's not some big secret or complicated process. In fact, you can do it in just a couple of minutes, and it is, without a doubt, your best first line of defense. It's so easy. First, just go to the UTC website. That's utc.wa.gov, and find their lookup tool for moving companies. You can confirm right there if they have a valid permit. And hey, if you want extra peace of mind, just call the consumer helpline and ask if there have been complaints. This whole thing literally takes 5 minutes, and it could save you thousands of dollars and a massive headache. Okay, so besides the permits, the other place things can go really wrong is with the money. You've heard the horror stories, right? A mover gives you a super low estimate, gets all your stuff on the truck, and then suddenly the bill is double or triple what they said. Let's make sure that does not happen to you. Most of the time, movers will give you what's called a non-binding estimate. It's really just their educated guess of the cost. But, and this is a big but, it's not a blank check. Washington state law has very specific rules that limit how much they can legally charge you over that initial number. And here is one of those key protections. For local hourly move, so a move inside Clark County, the final bill cannot legally go more than 25% above the written estimate. If they try to charge you more than that, they're straight up breaking the law. And here's another really powerful tool you have. It's called the 110% rule. What this means is, if there's a dispute over the final bill, you are only legally required to pay 110% of that original estimate to get your stuff off the truck. They cannot hold your belongings hostage. You can deal with the rest of the bill later. You know, to avoid all this drama from the get-go, our expert real estate Rob has this fantastic pro tip. Just ask for a binding estimate. A binding estimate is basically a locked-in price. As long as you don't suddenly add a bunch of extra stuff to move, that's the price you pay, period. No surprises. All right, to wrap this all up, let's put together a quick checklist. Think of this as your guide to spotting a shady mover before you even think about hiring them. So keep an eye out for these. Are their trucks just plain, unmarked vans? Are they demanding a huge cash deposit up front? If they can't or won't give you that UTC permit number, that's a gigantic red flag. And just trust your gut. If a price seems way too good to be true, it almost always is. At the end of the day, moving into a new home here in Clark County should be an amazing and exciting time for you. And with just a little bit of prep work and knowing your rights, you can make sure it stays that way. Trying to navigate all this stuff is where having a professional guide can make all the difference. The expertise for this whole explainer came from a local agent, Real Estate Rob, and he makes a great point. A good agent doesn't just help you buy or sell the house. They help you through the entire moving process.
And this quote right here really sums up the value in that. A great agent's job isn't done when you get the keys. They can be this incredible resource, connecting you with people they already know and trust, including verified, reputable movers to make sure your whole move goes smoothly. So for anyone out there planning a move in Vancouver, Camas, or anywhere in Clark County, the biggest takeaway is this: get trusted experts on your team. That means you checking movers with the UTC, and it means leaning on a local pro who knows the area and can give you solid guidance. So I'll leave you with this one last question. Are you really prepared for your next move? Now that you know the rules, you know the red flags, and you know the resources you have, you've got the tools to make sure the answer to that question is a confident yes. Thanks for tuning in.